Okay, let's get underway. Aaron Byerlee here, Diamond Director with Jeunesse Global. Tonight we're going to be talking about one of the most exciting home-based business opportunities that I've seen in a long time. I've been researching home-based business now since around about 2000. And I've looked at many different things. I've tried many different things, always looking for the ultimate lifestyle, always looking to be able to move up to Noosa Heads in Queensland, my dream destination, sit on the beach, sit around the pool with a laptop, with the phone, and work a global business, earning some life-changing income, but helping as many other people around the world as I can to do the same, live life on your terms. That's what it's all about. If you go to my website, that's what I preach. It's all about living life on your terms. And I always say to people, if you love what you do, if you love your job, if you're getting paid exactly what you want to get paid and living how you want to live, working the exact hours you want to work, spending the exact amount of time with your family that you would like, taking the exact amount of holidays that you would like, then you've made it. You know, you are happy, you are comfortable, and you don't need to be on this webinar. For a lot of the population, they would like to earn a bit of extra income. For a lot of the population, they're really hurting financially. For a lot of the population, traditional business isn't where they want it to be, or perhaps they're not passionate about what they do. A lot of people aren't passionate about their job and would love to earn more money. A lot of mums don't want to go back to work, would love a work from home opportunity. A lot of people want a lifestyle business. And so this webinar is for you. Depending on what you're looking for, I want to make sure you get some value out of this webinar. We're going to be talking about Generation Young. We're going to be talking a little bit about the economy, the trends, the marketplace out in the world today. Then we're going to talk a little bit about this company called Jeunesse Global. We'll talk about the science and the products, and then how to turn that into an additional revenue stream for yourself working part-time from home. I'll tell you my story as we go along the presentation, so you can kind of get a bit of a grasp for who I am and how Jeunesse has turned my life around, as we go through the slides. So we'll start with the current economy, the current lifestyle out there for the majority of people. What are the market trends? So for me, looking at this 5 years ago, I was a stressed out, miserable, traditional business owner. I was working 100 hours a week. I lived in Sydney, and I owned 2 gyms there, one in Burwood, one in Ryde. I'd get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I would get home at 9 o'clock at night, and I had absolutely no passion for what I was doing. So that's why I was very miserable. And to make matters worse, that's okay when you're making crazy money, but I was really just making ends meet at the best. I'd gone from having a couple of $100,000 in the bank to being a couple of $100,000 in debt. I had 8 investment properties, which sounds sexy, but really it's just 8 more overheads and risk. And so, I found myself working those 100 hours a week, and I was so far away from the lifestyle that I wanted that it wasn't funny. As an entrepreneur, the reason I got into business for myself is because I had this imagination of sitting on the beach making all this money, having this great lifestyle. And I read somewhere in a book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that somebody gave me in the year 2000, 2001, that 80% of people that have wealth at a young age, that do it quickly, are in business for themselves. And that was good enough for me. I quit my job 4 weeks after reading that book. I sold my car and I bought a fitness club in Adelaide, South Australia. And that's really the sole reason I got into business for myself, was to have this freedom, was to have choice. I think people just want to have choice. You know what? If you want to work, work. But if you don't want to work, don't work. For me personally, I couldn't get my head around asking permission for how long my lunch break could be, when I could have my lunch break, how much annual leave I could take, when I could take it. To me, that just didn't make any sense and was the opposite of freedom. But maybe that's just my personality, and maybe you can relate to that. But I wanted to have a little bit more choice, a bit more freedom. I wanted to be in control of what I wanted to do with my life. And so that's the sole reason I got into business. traditional business was good in the beginning, and I built a great business. I moved to Sydney and I had 2 more gyms there, but things change as you get older, and I wanted to start a family. And when I got to this particular stage in my life where I was over the fitness industry, where I was over traditional business, that's what led me to really reevaluate my dreams and where I wanted to go. And if you have a look at the stats, they really back up, a lot of the stereotype of people out there as well. 1/3 of Australians have less than $1,000 in their bank account right now, and half of all people that are retiring in the US, which wouldn't be much different here in Australia, have less than $25,000 in savings. And I knew that when I retired, I didn't want to be one of those statistics. I didn't even want to retire at 65 or 60 or 50. I wanted to be able to create my lifestyle in my 30s. And at that point in time, not only did I not have $1,000 in my bank account, but I was losing about $5,000 a month in my business. So I was in a bad situation. So I fit into this category as one of the statistics pretty well. And then, looking at starting a family in my early 30s, looking at the stats that the average working father spends just 15 minutes a day of quality time with their kids. I mean, sitting in the car with your kids, rushing out to work, kissing them goodbye, that's not quality time. I thought about it, and now that I have 2 boys, they get up around about 7 o'clock in the morning. I used to leave for work at 5:30 a.m. I wouldn't have seen them in the mornings. I got home around about 9 p.m. They go to bed about 7:30 p.m. I literally, and I mean literally, would not have seen them Monday to Friday at that time in my life 4.5, 5 years ago. I would have spent Saturday afternoons, Sunday afternoons with them. And I knew that that's not what the father that I wanted to be. I cannot stand sitting in traffic. Sydney will eat you alive if you're commuting in traffic. Average worker spends almost 2 weeks per year sitting in traffic. And if you just take 9 to 5, so if you take 8 hours a day, it's actually more like a month a year sitting in traffic. If you look at the last survey that the Sydney Morning Herald did, 8 out of 10 people said, they do not like their jobs. And that's why, this particular industry is booming, because they can get started with it part-time, with low risk, a low amount of money, and start to build a really great self-employed business on the side of what they're already doing. 50% of Australians said they weren't happy most of the time. That means 50% of Australians are not happy. I mean, God, that's a half of our population, aren't passionate about what they're doing or passionate about life. And, that needs to change. If you look at, 2015, 867 companies went bankrupt every month. Predictions, 2016, if you look at more jobs are supposed to be automated, 5 million Australian jobs. 22% of employers are planning redundancies this year, and 80% of mining companies will lay off up to 30,000 jobs in Australia. We've already seen, that mining boom come off here in Australia. I just toured around, Townsville, and up through WA, and you really notice the big difference there at the moment. 250,000 jobs lost over the GFC. And so the environment, the economy's really changed, where people haven't got that security. They're looking for something else. What is going to save Australia, in the next downturn? And my answer to that really is network marketing. And that's what continues to push this industry up and up and up and up. So in 2011, I decided, I decided a long time ago at 20 to live a different lifestyle, to go down the entrepreneurial track. But fast forward 10 years, I was no closer to living any great lifestyle. And in 2011, I decided to draw an absolute line in the sand and make that happen, because there's a big difference between deciding and deciding. I think at 28 years of age, 25 years of age, sometimes your priorities are a little bit different, and you dabble, and you're not as intense on things that you want to make happen. When you're really ready to draw that line in your sand, when that why is big enough, or when the pain is big enough. And for me, I hated getting out of bed every single morning when that alarm went off at 5 a.m. That is no way to live. Just paying the bills, barely having a conversation with my partner. Things needed to change. But working 100 hours a week, just getting by. I felt like I was in jail. I felt like I didn't have any extra time to put into something else to get me out of my current situation. But I knew that all I really wanted was to live life on my terms. I needed to find a business vehicle that could help me do that. I started looking at the trends, what is going to work? I mean, one of the biggest things is find that mentor, find that mastermind group that can help you decide. If you look at the health industry, I knew that, the fitness industry was big, but really owning a gym, I could service around a 10-kilometer radius because people aren't really going to come more than 10 kilometers to see me. I could max out my membership, and if I was working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, there's only so much money I could make, only so many people that I could help, and only a certain amount of lifestyle, because the business really did rely on me to a certain degree. I started looking at things like membership websites for fitness and health, but I wanted to get more leveraged. I wanted to have a real business. I didn't want to reinvent the wheel and have these big overheads and risks. And if you look at the fitness industry and the anti-aging industry, I knew I was kind of on that right niche. If you look at the 1900s, only 3 out of 100 deaths were due to cancer. In 1950, half the people, 0.5 people out of 3 were overweight or obese. Today, it's 2 in 3. Today, 30 out of every 100 deaths is due to some kind of cancer. 2.1 billion people around the world are now overweight or obese. And I love this saying from the godfather of fitness, Jack Lane: if man made it, don't eat it. So I started to think, how can I combine all this together in a leveraged business model? And I started looking at the network marketing industry again, because I dabbled around in it in my 20s, and my perception of network marketing was kind of old school. I hadn't really looked at it for 10 years, and the 10 years previous to how I was told to do it was basically, cold calling, hassling friends and family, taking my basket of products around door to door. And to me, I'm not much of a hustler and a sailor and a hard closer. It wasn't my personality. And whilst I got the business model, I appreciated it, I said, it's not for me. It's not for my personality. But looking at it again, between around that 2011 mark, it really blew my mind of what was possible. The network marketing companies had such great scientific products, such great health products, anti-aging products, right in the niche that I wanted to be involved in. And, in that 2011 timeframe, I started seeing people making some crazy amounts of money in 1 year, in 2 years, in 3 years, in 4 years. My previous experience was 10 years and 20 years and 30 years. And it really started to make sense because technology and this perfect storm of events that had all come together had started to kind of come together in one big form since around about 2008 onwards. And, it just makes perfect sense. If we look at this webinar that I'm doing right now, I've got over 100 people from all over the world showcasing this network marketing opportunity, and with 1 hour of work. If I wanted to showcase my opportunity in the 80s, the 90s, even the early 2000s, I'm either sending a YouTube link that has that little wagon wheel that takes hours to refresh, or I'm putting a brochure in the mail and I'm sending it, calling you back on my landline. So today we can copy and paste the link, we can send a video, we can get people on a webinar, we have smartphones, three-way calls, social media, and this allows us to build a very big global business very, very quickly with some good hard work. Get some good mentors, good people around you, rather than a slow local business. So depending on what you're after, an extra $500 a month, that would be pretty handy to a lot of households. And you can start to build on that. Maybe $3 or $4 grand a month for a stay-at-home mum that doesn't want to go back to the corporate world, so she can be home with the kids. By the time you're paying tax on a full-time job, that would be life-changing. Or maybe you're looking at it for rock star income. Network marketing can provide all of those things with different skill levels, different time, different work ethic. No matter what you're looking at, we can show you how to achieve that here with Jeunesse. And this is what people are looking for today. It was certainly what I was looking for, because I tried so many different things, but I just wanted to be my own boss working from home. I wanted to start the family work around my kids. Low risk, low startup costs, low overheads, but I still wanted to make some big money. I wanted to work my own hours. I wanted to have a global business. I wanted the ability to earn residual income. I wanted to work anywhere as long as I had my mobile phone and my computer. And I just wanted to plug into a system, with none of these franchise fees, because I'd gone down that track as well. And if these are some of the things that you're looking at, just have to find the right people to get involved with, the right products that are quality, and not just quality, but you want exceptional products that people would buy month in, month out, get an emotional attachment to them, whether there was a business opportunity attached to it or not. That's the sort of business that you want, and that'll go viral all around the world. I started to look at the trends in network marketing, and I was hooked. You can't go against the odds. One of the real disappointing thing I find with some network marketers, not the network marketing professionals, but some of the cowboys, is they hype it up, they make up figures, they make up facts when you really don't have to. Network marketing is going through the roof as it is. Stick to the facts because it's pretty unbelievable. If you have a look at the figures here, you can see there in 2010, we did $132 billion in annual sales in the home-based business, direct sales, network marketing industry. So that took 60 years to do 132 billion. Now, between 2010 and 2020, we predicted to do more than that. So we're going to do more over that next 10 years than it took us 60 years to achieve. It continues to go up and up and up. 2015, we're already closing in on $200 billion industry. If you look at that and put that in comparison, we're bigger than Hollywood. We're bigger than the movie industry. 2013 figures will show, we're bigger than all these different industries. And, look at some of them aren't going ahead between 2012, 2013. The music industry fell backwards. Network marketing continues to go up and up and up. The mainstream media, I started to see some articles online and offline. This is an article here, the Wall Street Journal, 40 pages of the ultimate social business model. Why now is prime time? Talking about the top performing companies, 40 pages in the Wall Street Journal, probably one of the most respected financial newspapers in the world. That had a lot of credibility to it. I saw Richard Branson start up his own network marketing company in cosmetics in the UK. I saw Donald Trump start his own network marketing company up in nutrition in the US. I saw Warren Buffett buy a direct sales company called The Pampered Chef. And I saw him then invest into lots of other direct sales and network marketing companies. And I knew that when the big boys of town start investing in an industry, that's where there's a lot of money to be made. These guys aren't one-dimensional, just with airplanes, just with real estate, just with certain investments. They're always looking where the trends are, looking to invest to get a great return. A lot of you guys would have heard of Tony Robbins, just did a 2-hour interview on the power of network marketing, really endorsing the industry. These are heavyweights giving the industry a lot of credibility today in 2016 and beyond. I spoke about the perfect storm of events coming together. We spoke about technology being a real obvious one. I love it. I can just text everyone in my mobile phone these days, a video of one of our products, and people come back and want to know more about it. It's so much easier to do today, than even just 10 years ago, 20 years ago. If you even go back, a decade ago, we had mobile phones, but what were the capabilities of smartphones? There's so much more that we can do now. Put a before and after picture up of one of our products on social media, it can go viral and we can make sales all around the world. You look at the economy, we spoke about some of the figures. So people aren't only open to a plan B, they're sitting on Google looking for a plan B, secondary job, part-time business, home-based business, how to make money from home. These are the keywords that have gone through the roof on Google searches. People are looking for the opportunities that we have. The baby boomers now, at the age that they're at, are loving and seeking out our product and business. And you look at the millennium group, Gen Y, 60% of them, according to the latest surveys, said, look, I'd love to get into business for myself, but the banks won't give me a loan. So a lot of them are turning to network marketing. One of the most entrepreneurial generations of our time, because they don't want to do what mum and dad did and go and work for the same company for 40 years. And then the rising middle class of Asia has been huge for the network marketing industry. It's the fastest growing region in the world, the Asia Pacific area. you look now, just in China alone, has more middle class than the whole population of the US. And that wasn't the case 15, 20 years ago when there really was no middle class. And so these are all reasons this industry just goes through the roof. Then it comes down to choosing the right company. And so one of the things that I learned, right back when I was 20 years of age by reading Think and Grow Rich was get a mastermind group around you. If you're the smartest person in the room, you need to find a new room of people very, very quickly and get some good mentors. Not just one, not just two, but get good mentors. And so when I decided, this is what I want to do. I want to do network marketing because this is the only thing I can see that can get me out of my current situation, because with a limited amount of time, I really believe that with the leverage that network marketing works with, my business can expand and hopefully I can get myself out of this financial situation. So I teamed up with a group of business guys and girls that I really respected that had made a lot of money in business. I teamed up with some guys in network marketing that had done nothing else their whole life except for network marketing, made lots of money in the industry. And together I said, hey guys, I want to do this network marketing thing. And it was just great timing because, so did they, and they were looking for a new company to get involved with. So together as a collective group, we spent 12 months researching the industry to find what we believed would be the ultimate company, the next billion-dollar company, which is very rare in this industry. Only one in every 10 years or so comes along to be $1 billion annually. And what we believe would give the everyday average person that's not a networker, that's not in sales, that's not an entrepreneur, that's never done it before, every chance of being successful in network marketing. And we looked at many great companies. We looked at lots of different products and science, and spoke with lots of owners. And it wasn't until we found Jeunesse that it ticked every single box. We had some really strict criteria of what we were looking for. I won't go into all of it tonight for time's sake, but you want to look at where the trends are. Obviously, we weren't going to go and start a network marketing company that was selling records or record players or even CDs, because you want to go where the trends are. Where is the global market appeal? And the big one, anti-aging. Not set to slow down anytime soon. Every 7 seconds, someone in the world turns 50, and that is going to go along for decades and decades and decades and decades. And we start looking at Jeunesse, and it fits into that category. And basically, Jeunesse means youth in French, the closest thing to the fountain of youth that science can prove in 2016. We wanted something that was young and new and fresh. We didn't want to choose a 30 or 40 or 50-year-old company. It's kind of, run its race a lot, but I didn't want to choose, a 1 or a 2-year-old company either, because the risks are quite great of that company not being around for a long time. So Jeunesse just kept ticking all these boxes. We wanted a company that was family owned, single ownership and privately held, because whilst public companies are okay, I've got nothing against them, they tend to go and do what's best for the shareholders. They kind of have to survive. They don't do what's best for the distributors, me and you. Whereas private held companies, they have to do what's best for the distributors to survive. I didn't want anything with multiple ownership, with investors, any companies that had borrowed money, because as soon as something goes wrong or you get a downturn or decisions need to be made, that's when you can get yourself in a lot of trouble. And so Jeunesse started in 2009. Wendy and Randy, you'll get to meet them in a minute, started with their own money, no borrowing capacities, no investors, started with all their own money for the right reasons. Member of the Direct Selling Association after just 2 years, which gives it a lot of credibility and a big tip for longevity. So here are the owners, Randy Ray and Wendy Lewis, and this was the last box that I ticked, because whilst I loved everything that I saw, the products, the pay plan, the global capacity, I also needed to know that it was a long-term thing as well. I didn't want to be doing this for 2 years and then look for something else to do 2 years after that because the company wasn't around or because they sold it off or whatever. So we flew to Orlando, me and the mastermind group that we'd formed. We met with Wendy and Randy. We sat down and had dinner with them and just fell in love with them. They're building this company for the right reasons. They'd already made hundreds of millions of dollars in their lifetime as business owners, and they, as entrepreneurs, you just can't retire. They got bored, and so Jeunesse was born, and they wanted to give back to people because they understood that network marketing was one of the few frontiers that, with a limited startup costs, it gave any individual with a bit of get up and go and work ethic the chance to have an extraordinary lifestyle. And I asked Randy, are you looking to sell this company at some point, Randy, and do something else? He said, Aaron, we'll be building this business till the day we die, handing it down to Scott Lewis, who'll continue this legacy. And whilst you never have a crystal ball, I had everything I needed. There was no financial risk with the company. The owners had the right vision, and I knew that it was going to be a long-term company. Global appeal, that was a great one. We started with when I got involved, it was about 80 countries around the world that was open. And that's refreshing, because if your network marketing company is not in at least 50 countries around the world, you really do have a dinosaur network marketing company. For me, I personally prefer them to be in at least 100, because my business has gone from, in Jeunesse, when I got started in 2011, I really had limited time, as I said. So I started building my business to just 7 to 10 hours per week. And within 9 months, I'd replaced my income. So I sold the gyms up. I went full-time in Jeunesse at the end of my first year, and I've now been involved for 4 years. And over that time, I've enrolled 130 people. That's turned into 100,000 people in 91 countries around the world. And my commissions every single week, every single month would be nowhere near what they are if we weren't open in all these crazy places like South Africa and Nigeria and the Philippines. We have huge teams in those areas, and it wasn't necessarily because I knew anyone over there. In fact, I've enrolled people in less than 10 countries around the world, but my business is in 91. So it's not who I know, it's who my next door neighbor knows, it's who my best friend knows, it's who my team's going to know. And you want to be able to enroll people in every country around the world, because those commissions are going to continue to kick on. You want a product that everyone in every culture and speaks every language with every religion wants. These are the formula for choosing a very fast growing, very longevity, great retention, residual income network marketing business. And it was a great choice. I've moved up to Noosa Heads here in Queensland now. I'm a diamond director. I moved up to Noosa 12 months ago, so it took me, 3 years to get up to Noosa. I got to start a family, and I got to be the dad that I wanted to be, and it all happened just in a nick of time. My wife was into the late 30s, early 40s, and we had to really, hurry to get that family started. But we really wanted to be those parents where Nicole didn't have to work, where I could work from home around our kids without having to put them in childcare or having the pressures of that finance and getting in the car and having peak hour traffic and, rushing home before they got to bed. And it's worked out beautifully. I mean, living here in Noosa is just a dream come true. Great, safe place to bring up your kids. Great weather, great restaurants, great shopping. Just a really great lifestyle, outdoor lifestyle. And, that's what network marketing can provide. When you can work from home, as long as the internet works, as long as your mobile phone works, you choose where you live. We were young enough. We weren't tied to anything that we could do that. And boy, I put my head down for the first 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. In the first year, I turned the television around so it faced the wall. I'd watched zero television. Me and Nicole went to zero social events. We sacrificed, because understand, when you were as miserable as I was, when we were in the financial situation that we were, those are very small sacrifices to how we live life now. And it was hard work. There were sacrifices, but it was so worth it. And we couldn't have done that with any other company. I could have done the same work, the same skill level, the same hours, made the phone calls with any other company. I would have had some sort of success, but not the success I've had, because just about every company today will pay out between 50 and 60% in commissions to the distributors. And so when the company is going from 30 million to 65 to 127 to 256 to 418, and last year doing 1.1 billion. You can do the maths on paying 50 to 60% of that out to the distributors. Most companies, in fact, not most, but no company has performed like this in the last 70 years of network marketing. Jeunesse is the fastest company in the history of the DSA to ever reach $1 billion annually, doing that last year in 2015 at 1.1 billion. Now, to kind of put that in perspective for you guys, it took Avon, such a great, respectable company, 86 years before they hit $1 billion in annual sales. Tupperware 50, Mary Kay 33. Technology started to kick in the 90s and the early 2000s. Herbalife 24, Amway 21. The perfect storm started to happen. New Skin 20. Jeunesse came along. Technology, rising middle class Asia, Millennium Group, the way the economy is. $1 billion in 6 years. That puts us on the trajectory of growth with eBay and Apple, Amazon, these types of amazing companies. But it's not just the time that we're involved in here in the industry. It's also our incredible products. I mean, you can sell any product in network marketing with a bit of hype and a bit of marketing, a bit of sales. But if people don't love the product, if people don't get an emotional attachment to the product, if people basically can't be without the product, they don't necessarily buy it month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5. And you certainly cannot do $1 billion worth of sales in over 120, 130 countries around the world if people don't love the product. So that's really the important part of this puzzle. There's our new head office. I'm going over there in October to check it out. 130,000 square feet office that Jeunesse paid for with cash. Again, we're not after risk here of borrowing money to expand. Jeunesse have already got the infrastructure in place to become a multiple billion-dollar company. They got the vision to be a $10 billion company and beyond. And I know a lot of companies say that. A lot of distributors say that. A lot of people talk about the billion as well, but we did it, and we did it in record time. We're already 92% up on this time last year for January and February in 2016, on track to do somewhere between 1.5 and 2 billion again in 2016. So everyone on this webinar tonight and everyone getting involved in Jeunesse, it's such an incredible timing as this new head office gets built, as Jeunesse go to 2 billion, 4 billion, because we have the opportunity now to join at 0-0. You have the same opportunity to get involved as the people that got involved on day one and rode that 6-year wave to $1 billion. I guarantee you it's not going to take another 6 years to do the second billion. We'll probably do it this year or the year after. So you get to ride that wave from 1 billion to 2 very, very quickly. But you also have the ability to build it faster because we have all the marketing up and running now. We have all the infrastructure in place. When we started, we had none of that. Barely had a website up and running. So you guys can do it faster and ride that wave to a multiple billion-dollar company. We're just about to open, well, we have opened an office in Utah as well. We've got staff all around the world. And so the infrastructure, the corporate, the staff, the products, finances, all there to be a multiple billion-dollar company. Ride that wave of a secure 6-year-old company that's not going anywhere. Make this the last company, the last business opportunity that you ever have to build. So let's talk about these incredible products because they really are the glue that makes this business work. And I'm going to look at the skincare line first. Now, you've got to understand that, and you can probably tell from my voice that I am a male. And I'm a 37-year-old male, grew up on a farm in the middle of nowhere, played Aussie rules football. And I've never used even a moisturizer in my life. And so I started to tick all the boxes of this Jeunesse thing back in 2011. And, longevity, that's great. I thought I'll just build with the nutritional products because that's my comfort zone. That's what I know. And I can't ever see myself talking about night creams and serums. Maybe my mum and my sister will use them. Again, naivety of an entrepreneur, and things become a lot clearer. And again, you thank the mastermind group for that. If you look at it from an entrepreneurial point of view, I was all over skincare by the time I started, because remember, my main goal was to get out of my financial situation, was to help as many other people to live life on their terms. And if I look at all the billion-dollar companies in this industry over the last 70 or 80 years, there's been 20 companies that have reached that $1 billion annually. Guess which product line 19 out of those 20 companies mostly got there with? Skincare. And I had to really research that when I got told that, because I started thinking about great companies like Herbalife, who I think about as, nutrition and weight loss, and Amway. They sell more skincare than any other product line that they have. And so I wasn't going to go against the tide. If that's where the money was, if that's where the success was, success leaves clues. I was all over that. I started to look at the statistics of males and females joining this industry. It was really driven, by females that wanted to build a home-based business. What do they love to use and talk about? Skincare. What's the fastest growing area of skincare is males. Okay, as this all started to add up, I didn't know how fanatical the Asian marketplace was with skincare. The fastest growing area for network marketing is fanatical about their skin, fanatical about their skincare. That makes sense from an entrepreneurial point of view. I remember James Packer saying, find a product line and a business opportunity that the rising middle class in Asia are fanatical about, and that'll be the biggest wealth creation tool you've ever seen in your lifetime, bigger than the internet itself. Tick that box. And it's a recession-proof product line. You've all heard of the lipstick index. Okay, that was made famous through the Great Depression, when people still wanted to go to the races. They still wanted to look good. Cosmetic, makeup, skincare, beauty goes up in sales through all those hard times, depressions and recessions. And so, as an entrepreneur learning about all that, I just got more and more excited to be involved in a company that had amazing nutrition, anti-aging, and skincare. And I was all over that. And I thought to myself, I don't want to be looking 40 when I hit 40. And I don't want to be looking 50 when I hit 50 either. I'm going to try some of these products out. I just won't tell any of my mates about it, that's for sure. And look, I got great results within about 90 days. My wife got incredible results. And the rest is kind of history. I use the product more than she does now. I'm in such the habit. I can't go to bed without my night cream. But I've seen what this product line can do all around the world. And if we start to look at other network marketing companies, a lot of them have skincare, a lot of them have nutrition. Where we stand out from the marketplace is the only company with human-derived stem cell cosmetics. And the product is backed by science, and it flat out works. You cannot argue with stem cells. Where it came from, Dr. Nathan Newman discovered that we can get stem cells now from adipose tissue, from our body fat. And that's how Jeunesse was born. Randy, the owner of Jeunesse, actually needed to get stem cells injected into his knee because that would regrow cartilage and heal his knee. He was absolutely inspired by the science of what stem cells can do, and now we hear about it on the news just about on a daily basis of stem cells doing something else. But Dr. Newman had created a skincare line from the growth factors that were left behind from the human stem cells. And the growth factors he knew were in our skin already: collagen, elastin, over 250 different growth factors. And he thought, wow, I wonder if I can encourage new skin cell regrowth. Wonder if I can encourage the growth factors to do what they did when we were younger, to give us more appearance of, less fine lines and less wrinkles. And it worked. The Hollywood elite that he was selling to it were raving about the results they were getting. And that's where Randy said, hey, how would you like me to take that product all around the world? I'm an entrepreneur. You're a scientist. They shook hands. That's how Jeunesse was born, with the serum and the reserve. So here's the products. You got your night cream there on the right-hand side. All these products have a percentage of the growth factors in them. Okay, so the night cream is about 10 to 15%. It's all got a DNA formulation as well, so it helps your skin to recover at night, which is our body's job at night, to rejuvenate, and our skin is no different. But that DNA formulation is going to help your body and your skin to recover and wake up feeling and looking great. I love that product. It feels like liquid velvet. You will feel that working straight away. Day cream is very popular with me these days up in Noosa because it's so sunny. It's got a sunscreen in it as well. And, as we know, that helps. Well, it's one of the worst ways for your skin to age is sun damage. And so that protects me from the sun every single day. Has a percentage of the growth factors in there as well, a great moisturizer. And then you got this serum there in the middle that if you had to buy one product, that's the product that you would buy. That's our flagship product. Over 85% concentration of pure growth factors, over 250 different growth factors in there derived from human stem cell technology. You will not find a product on the marketplace like this. You just cannot find it. Backed by science, and it really does work. All these products have a 30-day money-back guarantee. We get a few people that say, hey, I'm really happy with my skincare line. I say, awesome. Wait till you try this one. Try it out. If you don't notice anything different, go back to your old one. Nothing to lose. And they always stick with the Jeunesse range. And you got your ultimate lifting mask for those people that want instant results. It's got the stem cell technology in it as well. Put the mask on. Leave it on for 20-30 minutes, take it off, and you'll see instant results. Essential Body Renewal has the growth factors in there, and it's a lot more concentrated in a bigger bottle. You can rub that all over your body, get results in other areas, and that bottle will last a long time. And then you've got your cleanser. Put that on first in the mornings, put it on before you put your night cream on, and it helps to cleanse and exfoliate, and helps the products to get in at a deeper level and really go to work. I love that everything that Jeunesse has is backed by clinical studies, scientific studies. This one here is a third party done in a new skin machine in Dallas, Texas. You put any aspect of your skin up, face, hands, doesn't matter, and it will measure right down to a cellular level. This one here you can see we've done spots, pores, wrinkles, and texture. This lady here in particular, actually not too bad with spots, not too bad with wrinkles, but pretty average with her pores and texture of her skin. And then after using the Jeunesse skincare range, you can see she's pretty much up in the top 90 percentile for every aspect of her skin. We've got lots and lots of different trials and studies done with scientific instruments to show these types of things right down at a really microscopic level. Having some of the pictures we've got, I'm not going to go through them all, otherwise we'd be here for 4 hours just doing before and after pictures because we have so many. But I really recommend trying the product on the back of one of your hands because, even at the age in your 20s, you can really see the sun damage, the aging spots, the wrinkles forming on the back of your hands. Try it on the back of one of them, not the other, and that'll be one of your best marketing tools. People will just line up to buy the product. We even had one person trying half of their face and not the other half of their face, and not that I'd recommend that one because it really did work, but she became a walking billboard and had people lining up for the product, that's for sure. All sorts of different skin conditions that you can try it on. It really is designed, and the reason it goes viral all around the world is because nobody wants to look younger. But you can see the results that one of our good mates there, Scotty Napier, got on the Gold Coast. And what's that going to do for your confidence? What's that going to do for people that has that sort of effect? This one here, I always say 5 to 10 years younger looking. Really seems to be working well. Same with this one, 5 to 10 years younger. I love this one because it is just, chalk and cheese on the way that it looks. And this one here, probably close to my second favorite one with genetically poor, collagen elastin. You can see, the growth factors plumping out the skin and getting rid of the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles there. And it's the most natural way that you can do that. So using all the products together, you will get the best results. Now, Instantly Ageless is a powerhouse product. We've got the ultimate lifting mask that works straight away. But this product literally works in 1 to 2 minutes. Its real specialty is, the fine lines around the forehead, the nose area, bags and wrinkles under the eyes and mouth. And it will literally work in those 2 minutes. And, I get dark shadows under my eyes. Instantly Ageless on there gets rid of it straight away. It's been featured in Vogue magazine, Cosmo magazine, in lots of different media all around the world. Really helps us to give us that credibility and great for our marketing as well. But that instantly ages product opens up the door. You could literally set up a stand in a shopping center and say, hey, do you want to see a magic trick? Take it off, put a little bit under someone's eye and just watch it get rid of those bags, the dark lines and wrinkles within 2 minutes. And then you can say, if you want to do the other eye, you got to pay for the product. But, it's such a great demonstratable product that everybody wants. As soon as they see it working, that, it opens up the door to all the other products and also the business as well. Let's have a chat about our nutritional products because, again, that's where my main passion lied. And that's where we really age from the inside out. We've got so many scientists on our advisory board, all at the top of their game. Sometimes I have a little chuckle when I chat to a naturopath or a personal trainer or a nutritionalist, and they say, oh, that product won't work or that product's no good, and it's already working. Where you studied at university is, where these guys write the books that you study for. So, Dr. Vincent G. and Papa, really is the grandfather of the anti-aging industry, sits on the anti-aging advisory board, been nominated for Nobel Prizes. And, all these guys are at the top of their game for looking at these anti-aging products. One of my favorites, you go and look up resveratrol, and you can look up resveratrol with just about any health condition after the word resveratrol on Google or PubMed.com. There's over 4,000 different studies done on resveratrol. It's the most researched antioxidant in the world. Harvard University call it a modern miracle, and a lot of scientists still believe that it could really unlock, that true fountain of youth. Our resveratrol product comes from a mulberry, whereas most resveratrol products come from the skin of a red grape. That's why we say red wine is good for you. But the problem is you need to drink about 1,000 bottles of red wine a day to get the resveratrol benefits. So ours, really special formulation mixed in with other superfruits, cherries, pomegranates, aloe vera, grape seeds, all the things that are amazing for us in their own right. But it's also packaged, in this amazing packaging where it hasn't seen oxygen ever before. So you literally rip it open, it's a gel formulation, you suck it down, and 90% of it's going to get absorbed into the bloodstream straight away. Whereas if you go to the health food shop right now, you can get resveratrol in a tablet form and a powder form, and 10% of that's going to get absorbed because it's already been oxidized. It comes from a red grape, not a mulberry, and it's isolated to one molecule. So our resveratrol product called Reserve is very, very special indeed. Try that one out for yourself. VitaCell comes from a special type of rice in Thailand. They made it for malnutrition children in Thailand with amazing results, but they also got incredible results, health results on adults as well from all sorts of types of conditions. And think about this product a lot for your energy, detox cleansing type product. I mix this in with my protein powders every single day. And we have lots of products as well, for people that are on here from the US and people from Europe and people all around the world. We have all sorts of different products available in different countries. So you need to jump onto the website, put the country that you're involved in from the drop-down menu, and that'll show you what products are available in your region. Zen is absolutely incredible fat loss product out in the marketplace. I love the science behind that product. And as an ex-personal trainer, usually pretty skeptical about those products, but, great product there. And all of our products are designed not just to be a multivitamin, not just to be an antioxidant. Jeunesse, remember, doesn't do ordinary things. The closest thing to the fountain of youth that science can prove. All right, and so they work in all these different space-age ways of anti-aging. Science at a genetic level, not just at a cellular level. So we're influencing the genes. So have a look at products that are available with you, and you'll really find such an incredible difference, with our Jeunesse nutritional products. Nevo is not available here in Australia yet, but hopefully sometime later in the year. An incredible energy drink, the most healthy formulation of an energy drink that I have ever seen, and boy does it work. And this is probably the least scientifically amazing breakthrough product, but it's a $10 billion industry, the energy drink, and I want a product that opens up the door to 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds. But everyone wants health and energy. I know no matter what you do, sometimes you feel a bit flat. So if you can find a product that really works for that energy kick, that is healthy, I'm all over that. So our product range all works systematically in together. It's called the YES system, the Youth Enhancement System. From the inside out and the outside in, you'll get the best results looking younger, feeling younger by using all the products together. I use every single product every single month. I didn't start off that way, but now I just cannot be without any of the Jeunesse products. So the products are incredible. They're wanted all over the world. You only have to think about, when was the last time you heard someone say, I can't wait to look older and I can't wait to have less money? Nobody is saying that. When you have products that really work, you showcase them with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and people come back month 2 saying, get me some more of that product. That's where you can build a really sustainable, substantial, and high retention home-based business for the long term, depending on what your income goal is. So let's have a bit of a look at the pay plan and how it works. There's 6 different ways to earn income with Jeunesse. The first way is literally just retail profits. So there's a margin on all our products. We all know that business model. Buy a product at a certain price, sell it at a marked up price. About a 40 to 60% margin on most of the products. So you can go and get a stand in a shopping center and retail the products, or you can go to expos. You can do internet marketing, send people straight to your website. They buy the product off your website. You make the difference between wholesale and retail. Simple as that. You can do party plan all day long, retail these products and make some very good part-time income. You'll also combine that with, as people find out about the products, they might want to combine some nutrition in with the skincare, and so they start packaging that up. Jeunesse will allow customers and people looking at the business, because they want to believe in the products, allow them to buy once-off product pack. Depending on how much product they want, which products, you can buy a basic all the way up to an ambassador pack. Your bonus, if people come through your personalized website and grab that, anywhere from $25 through to $250. This is great upfront income. In my first week, I had 10 people that bought an ambassador pack. And I thought, man, that is some good additional income on top of the gym thing. I might be onto something here. Now let me help these 10 people to build a business. And that's just how my business took off. 7 to 10 hours a week. People loved the product. It started to spread all over the world. And I was able to get out, of that jail traditional business situation, within my first year. But what I was really looking to do was to build that lifestyle income, that leveraged income. And that's what really appealed to me about the Jeunesse pay plan, was building these 2 teams, this left team and this right team. And so what happens is, very simply, you've got a button in your back office that just says left, a button that says right, and you choose left or right. You then click save, and then anyone that comes through your personalized URL, which is how all your customers and business builders and commissions attract back to you, okay, they'll go on to that left team or right team. So they go to your website, they buy some product, you've locked it on left, everyone's going to go onto your left team, one under the other, under the other, under the other, infinity levels. Okay, the more you can build, the deeper it builds, the more bigger your business gets. Then you swap it to the right hand side, same thing happens. People buy product, join the business through your website, they go into your right team, infinity level. Okay, now every time there's product purchased on your left team or your right team, whether it's you doing that, whether it's someone in your upline doing that, whether it's someone in your downline doing that, it might be someone in Nigeria buying product for their mum for Mother's Day. If that referral chain started from you, you are going to make a $35 team commission. That doesn't sound like a lot of money, but when it starts happening twice a day, it's kind of cool. When it starts happening 10 times a day, it's even better. When it starts happening 100 times a day, that can start to add up to a pretty good leveraged income stream. Now, that can actually happen up to 750 times per week as a maximum. Okay, now you do the maths. 750 times $35 is bingo, you got it. So you can earn that much in that leveraged lifestyle income every single week that's not reliant on you. And to me, that was the vision I had at 20 years of age, sitting on the beach at Noosa. Thank goodness for network marketing in Jeunesse, but it doesn't stop there. We also have the number 4 way, the matching bonus. So we can earn income through people 1 to 7. Kind of think about this as a franchise fee. So I enroll someone, they go on to make a commission. I'm going to make 20% of their commission. Okay, now let's just say, for example, I go and enroll Richard Branson, and in 2 years' time, he ends up making $1 million with Jeunesse. I'm not saying everyone's going to make $1 million in Jeunesse. In fact, most people won't, but my maths is really bad, so let me say $1 million, because 20% of that is 200 grand a year. It makes the mathematics easy for me. So I would literally be making $200,000 a year off that one enrollment. Thanks a lot, Richard Branson. Wouldn't that be nice? But the great thing is, where this is really leveraged and where this gets really, really crazy, is Richard Branson has to enroll somebody for him to be making that income. So I'm also going to make 15% of income off people that I don't even know, my level 2s. And then they're going to enroll somebody in another country overseas. I'm going to make 10% of their commissions as well. So it's like that franchise fee of 20%, 15, 10, 5, and then 5, and then 5. They enroll someone 5%. Can you start to see how my 130 people turned into 100,000 people in 91 countries around the world? I earn a 20% matching bonus on those 130 people, but then I earn a 15% matching bonus on thousands of people, a 10% matching bonus on tens of thousands of people, so far and so forth. You get the picture. You can start to do the mathematics on how it works from there. Number 5 is just a real simple way to give yourself a bonus on Richard Branson. So I've enrolled Richard, and I've got 5 customers in my business, so now I get 25% on those level 1 enrollments, anyone that I've personally enrolled. And I also get 30% now on my level 1 enrollments by having 10 customers. So if I was to enroll just 10 customers, weren't interested in the business, they just wanted to purchase product, I would now be earning $300,000 a year off Richard Branson. So one enrollment, one really good quality enrollment, can really change your life financially very, very quickly. But imagine having 2 good quality enrollments, or 3, or 4, or 5. You start to do the mathematics on this. Half a dozen good people will get you to live life on your terms in a rock star way. It sounds pretty easy, but you'd be blown away by how few human beings are willing to do the work that's required to build a business these days. But that's not a lot of people to find, and that's why this business is rocking and rolling, and why so many people are having success with Jeunesse today. Number 6 is what we call the diamond pool, or the leadership pool. So as a diamond, I am now. This is kind of the crazy area where it just gets a lot of fun. It's kind of like shares in the company. So, Jeunesse did $1.1 billion last year. We get 3% of that, put into a pool of money, put aside for just the diamonds. Depending on how many diamonds there are that quarter, depends on how diluted that pool of money will get. Depending on how well my personal business is going that quarter, will depend on how many shares I get in that pool of money. Depending on the company turnover that quarter, depends on how much the shares are. But let me tell you this right now, I earn more money in a quarter in just this diamond pool than I'd ever made before profitable in any 12 months in traditional business. That'll give you a bit of an idea of just how much that diamond pool is worth. I also love getting a free holiday every single year as a diamond. So we're just about to take off in a couple of weeks to Switzerland. I'm actually flying into Singapore, then go to London, then go to Italy and do the Amalfi Coast all the way up to Lake Como, and then Jeunesse are paying for us, all expenses paid, business class flights, accommodation, food, drinks, tours, everything. Just incredible stuff for a week in Switzerland. So we're really looking forward to that trip. Last year they did the same for us in Tahiti. Every year we get this holiday just worth, more money than I would have paid for any holidays in my previous 30 years of life. So Jeunesse actually do more free trips than companies that their whole product is travel. When you get to Emerald, you win a free trip to Hawaii. Anyone at any level this year can win a free trip on a Mediterranean cruise. Later in October, there's trips up for grabs to Orlando. When you get to Sapphire, you win a free trip to Noosa Heads in Queensland. There's so many travel. If you love to travel, you're really going to love the Jeunesse business opportunity. We also give back to a charity called Free the Children. Google that. It is worth spending some time looking at that website. It's an amazing charity. Adopting villages and making a substantial difference for the long term, not just going in and doing a good deed or donating money or feeding kids. We want to make sure, why are these kids hungry? Okay, because they haven't got farms. Let's create sustainable irrigation, farms, schools, education, medicine, hospitals, school teachers. And so, we adopt a village and make it long-term. We stick together. That's Free the Children. Already raised over $1 million for that charity to date. So guys, that's all from me. I'm going to jump off straight after this webinar. We've got the Chinese webinar, so we've got great systems in place for any time zone, any language. You can jump on, build the business, showcase this opportunity. Can you do this? Well, let me tell you, I'm just a very average, ordinary person. Never went to university, nothing special about me, never did any sales training, never did any formal marketing training, just learnt it all as I went. The big thing that I've been able to make this successful is because I'm coachable. So from the mastermind group, from my mentors, I listened and I put into practice what they'd been doing for decades. I'm a hard worker. I've always been a hard worker growing up on the farm. If you're willing to work hard, I'm competitive. And so if someone else is getting ahead of me in the business, I'm super competitive. I want to, try and get to the top as quickly as I can. And I just don't know how to give up. Very consistent. That's all you need. I can teach you the rest. And it goes for everyone else that I've partnered with in this business. Everyday, average, ordinary, not Richard Bransons, not scholars, not salesmen, just stay-at-home mums, firemen, policemen, farmers, everyday average people, personal trainers that have decided that they wanted to live life on their terms as well, that could resonate with some part of the story and have gone on to be extremely successful in what they've done in Jeunesse. We've tried to make it as easy as possible for the person that's never done this before, that's very, very busy. These are the types of people we're looking for. You got these types of webinars where you can literally copy and paste this link to the webinar, have me present it for you, and have your people on this webinar and get ready to join. They happen every single week. We've got a weekly training so you can get better at being a networker, getting started training, literally step 1, literally step 2. Customer service, we've got a general manager, we've got compliance, we've got everything you need, access to the same mentors that I had. I'm happy to, what I love to do with people is sit down with them and say, literally, with your job, with your business, with your family, how much time realistically can you put into this? Because I know when I started, I didn't have much time. You tell me a number, and then you tell me how big or small you want to take this. Okay, look, I just want to be a customer and try some product. That's great. I'd love to earn some part-time income, or Aaron, I want to make rock star income. Okay, give me a figure. We then match that time and that goal up, and we get a blueprint for you. We link arms, we work together to get you to that financial figure, in a time frame that makes sense for you. So I look forward to working with you in person. Make sure you download the J Mobile app onto your telephone. You can run your whole business all around the world from this app. Absolutely incredible business in your fingertips. It has the products people not only need, they want. Very important. Global opportunity. It's your answer to whatever economy conditions you're in at the moment. It's a great way to help others. Jeunesse has it all, and we don't have to hype it up. It's just facts and figures that it is the fastest company to $1 billion annually in the history of this industry. You can't argue with that. You can have a better opportunity right now in this industry to make a go of it than Jeunesse Global. Guys, it's been a pleasure being with you here on Easter Monday. I look forward to seeing you at the next live events. I look forward to seeing you all around the world. I look forward to seeing you online. We're having Zoom calls every single week, but remember, it's all about living life on your terms. I'll see you soon, guys.